How you doing?
I'm doing great,
Yep.
man. Yeah, it's a good time. I'm independent.
Yep.
I'm a free agent. I feel good. I feel like I got a lot of teams per se that I can choose from because the EP did really well. It charted at #1.
What's the name of that?
Armor On. I was thinking what could possibly top mixtape with Telltale Heart after 1 million downloads in a week. I was like, I can't trump myself. I can't do it. That's just, I don't even know 1 million people.
Right.
And then here we go with the EP, and not only did we chart number one on iTunes, but it's an EP, it's not an album. So we beat all the albums, and then we had no features, no label, no support, just the support of iTunes, and we charted on Billboard,
That's
number
awesome.
4 on Heat Seeker's album, like number 58 in overall R&B charts, like overseas we charted on iTunes, Australia 17, France 6, the UK 7, it was just crazy.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So your rise to this point, it's well documented.
Too much so.
When we first saw you, it was on TV, reality thing. So how has it from that beginning to now? How have you grown? What have you learned?
I mean, it's just been a great process. I always say that Danny Kane and Dirty Money was kind of like my high school and college experience.
Yeah.
It's like almost Danny Kane was like the private elite high school that you go to, and Dirty Money to me felt like an Ivy League school. Like it was like you got that acceptance, and I think now it's that, okay, I've taught you everything, now go out into the world and apply the things that I've taught you, and that's kind of what this process has been. Danny Kane was pop music. I mean, I think we kind of created a whole lane for ourselves. Danny Kane, 2 platinum albums, creating that I think changing the game with what we did visually with the TV, and then breaking records when people didn't even believe we could, and then transforming into a hip-hop world with Puff being not only my boss but now my group member. And I think that not few artists are able to go across the board with different genres of music and still be accepted. And I think that kind of that for me, took it as a platform for me to do what I've done with this EP. I think I was able to have a little bit more freedom because I was able to do that as an artist.
So this is the EP. What I've never heard it. I'm about to buy it.
You need to buy it on iTunes right now.
What am I expecting? What am I getting?
It's progressive R&B, and people was like, what's progressive R&B? I call it heart music, and I think it's just, some people don't know how to classify it. Like, it sounds like house, it sounds like club, it sounds techno, it sounds like dance. It's world music, and I think it's something that people tend to want to not believe R&B can be.
Right.
They think it's a little bit more linear. It has to be contemporary. It has to be 90s. That they're putting it in a box, which is crazy because pop music is transcending. It's totally grabbing from different. Adele is your #1 on top 40, and that's something that people wouldn't have said long ago for pop. Why can't R&B be just as experimental and just as broad as those fields of top 40? Why can't we be top 40 but still have soul but still make you dance?
Absolutely.
And I think that's something that we did with this EP. It's so much movement happening. It's progressing. It feels like we're pushing you to something. And I wanted the EP to sound like a preparation. Definitely like the training for something. It's the battle. It's almost like the story of a modern day Joan of Arc.
Right. So I love the Dirty Money album.
Thank you.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Love what you guys did. Love what you did, Puff. Why isn't there a second album?
I think, you know, Puff, at the end of the day, people forget, yes, he's a group member, but he's the label. And I think at a time where being 1,000 things is great for Puff and he can do it very well, at some point it becomes a lot. And I think he had a blast doing it and being an artist, but I think he also has fun being an actor and a producer, and he has a lot of other hats that he has to use as well, and he has to pay just as much attention as he does that as being an artist, and that's very difficult to do. And I think at some point when he was on that stage with us, I'm not saying this is what happened, but I really feel like watching him, it was a lot, and I think he had to make the choice of, it was a good run, and we always knew this wasn't forever. We knew it was just something that organically felt great. I think he was just ready to move on, and I'm not mad at the rock star get in and get out, kind of like leave your mark and rock it hard. You know, I think that was kind of what we were anyway. We were this rebel type of new, innovative, revolutionary sound, and I think it's dope. And I think our album will be 2 to 4 years down the line. People will be like, yo, that was an amazing album. I think it just was ahead of its time.
Definitely was.
Yeah.
So as a solo artist, is it important for you, being a free agent, to get a major label, or if it had it your way, are you doing an independent label, or you want to do a major, or you want to stay solo for a while?
I do it with whatever's best to get the message out. Okay. I think the music needs to be heard, and I think the sound, I mean, R&B being the way it is in soul music, and then attaching that to the world of dance, and making that visually make sense together, I think it hasn't been done in a while. And I think it needs to be done with the right team. Now, whether that's with a label or with us independently, we've done so good so far, but it is a lot of work. You know, we are 5 people being the label now, so it is an interesting beast that I have to tackle now. But I think whatever offer is the best offer is what we'll go with. I care about the message more than I care about the money, even though the money's nice. You know, hell yeah, you know. Definitely. The passion is the music. I want to make sure that it gets out to the world, because I think it's something that they'll love, and I want to be the artist that people were like, every time she came out, I thought she would reach a ceiling, and it just never existed. As a writer, as a performer, as a dancer, as a singer as well.
Awesome. So I want you to look in that camera.
Yes.
And I want you to tell the people what they need to do and how they need to do it.
I need you guys to go to iTunes right now before you do anything else and press that buy button, get the entire EP. It's such a good cohesive piece of work, and I think people are supporting it, and I think you guys need to do it too. And if you already got it, get 10 more copies. It's really a great EP and a great buy. And what you'll expect for the following time is the album to follow. We recorded that before we did the EP, so expect a movie with that, with the album coming this fall. And we're shooting Automatic, which is the second visual for the EP. It'll come out early June, so I'm excited about that. And Bomb's video is on YouTube right now. It's like over 300,000 views. It's a great following, the visual, the dancing. Get excited about R&B, you guys. It's a good time for us and what we can do with music.